So I'm gonna give my thoughts on the recent developments for what's going on in Batwoman, and again another reason to be kind of mad at DC Comics. For those who don't know, now let me keep this in mind. I don't read Batwoman. Batwoman was a comic book series I did not read because of lack of money. I know she's a very new and very well liked character. And I've been meaning to read her first appearance in the pre 52 universe because I've heard nothing but excellent things about that. But what's recently happened is that the creators, and the current team on the book, J.H. Williams III and Blackman, I forget the rest of the name. My apologies. They've left the book on creative difference grounds, and it was revealed that they wanted to do so much with Batwoman, but of course DC decided, against most of their ideas. I mean, they wanted to do a new 52 origin on Killer Croc. They wanted to do something new with so many other characters, but the thing that kind of that was the straw that broke the camel's back was that they wanted to marry off Batwoman. Now, for those who don't know, Batwoman is a lesbian. And they wanted to marry her off to her girlfriend, her longtime girlfriend. And the problem with that is that DC said no because they didn't want a gay relationship. Apparently, they did not want a gay marriage in DC Comics. Now, let's be real here for a second, real quick. Wasn't it DC's new law, a quote-unquote new policy that they were going to show off gay character? They were going to have more gay characters. I don't know why. I mean, I have no problem with it. It's just like it was one of their new kind of laws that they were going to have more gay superheroes because they wanted to show them off. And they even changed Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern's. From being heterosexual to homosexual, and that I had no problem with that. Well, actually, I did have a problem with it because that's kind of a weird pick to make that character gay. And the reason I say is because Alan Scott was a married man to a wife, and he had 2 children. He had Jade and Obsidian. If you're going to pick a character, use someone who we know didn't have a family. Someone who we kind of know didn't really have that and had good, cool kids. Whatever. But, yeah, and then they brought in a new gay Teen Titan who, by the way, Bunker, from what I've seen of him, because Teen Titans is a horrible comic, in my opinion. If you're reading it and liking it, that's fine. But the character of Bunker, from what I've read, is a horrible character because he is such a gay stereotype. So, why is it that suddenly when 2 writers come up to them and ask, can we marry off this character, have the first gay marriage in DC Universe, which technically that's not really true because again they did the whole Alan Scott thing, and the other thing was they have Midnighter and Apollo, who were married in the Wildstorm universe, and that's still under DC as a whole. But I can see where that's coming from. They're not together apparently in the Stormwatch comics. You can see how much I care for DC Comics these days because I just have a lack of knowledge for a lot of the books. But yeah, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in because wasn't it DC's new policy that they're going to show more gay characters to represent the gay community? Wasn't that one of the things they're doing? And this seems like it's a slap in the face because I mean, Marvel was completely okay with doing that, doing the first gay marriage in Astonishing X-Men. And I think they have a better handle on those characters, truthfully be told. And that's the other thing, is that I feel like they just kind of went back on their word. I mean, Dan DiDio, Jeff Johns, and every other of the higher-ups in the DC staff is just pretty much were kind of going back on their word about saying, oh yeah, we're totally gonna have more gay right characters. So why not just marry off Batwoman? From what little I've seen of Batwoman and the relationship with her girlfriend, yeah, I can obviously tell that these two love each other. You know, their relationship is very fluid. It's very, you can believe it. You can believe this relationship, and I honestly I wouldn't mind if they got married. I would actually love for them to get married. So why, DC, is it your obsession to go back on your word these days about, you know, trying something new and different with the DC comics? Oh, that's right, you're still right. Even though you said you're, even though you said that you're writing for for new readers and new comics, and you're doing new ideas, you're still writing for 40-year-olds. That's right, I totally forgot. I am so sorry, DC. I totally forgot. And it's not like this is a total cash grab for, like, with Villain Month and and Zero Year and Zero Month and Zero this. You're giving zero fucks from me right now, DC. I mean, I've been reading Aquaman, and I've actually been dropping Aquaman because it was the only good consistent book, but it's a factor of money, and I'm just growing less and less interested in the DC universe, in the new 52 DC universe as a whole. And this was kind of another thing that pissed me off, and even then, like, I've wanted to bring up this. I might as well bring this up too about the other things that I've heard from DC Comics, like Andy Diggle leaving Action. And due to the fact that they had creative differences with a lot of the comics he had he didn't go into specifics for why he left Action and why he's going. I think he's going back to Marvel, or I think he's going to Image. That's the other thing. Image is being very. I think Image is getting all the good shit from DC. Like Grant Morrison's over there now. Judd Winnick's over there now. There's a lot of other writers from like big name DC writers that are going over there now to Image, and like it's like Image is taking the fallout, and it's good feedback for them. But yeah, the other thing is you have other writers, like I said, Judd Winnick, and what was the guy who was going to do Green Lantern Corps? I can't remember his name, but the reason why he left the book was because he outright said, "Hey, they wanted me to kill off Jon Stewart," and I said no, and they said, "Fuck you, we tell you what to do," and in response, he left. Yeah, I can believe that. So, yeah, it's just. I'm not telling anyone. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you guys that DC's bad, okay? You should stop reading the books, okay? I'm just saying that they need to get their shit together. I've said it once on here, and this is a sad thing because I really supported the new 52 when it was coming out. I really feel ashamed about that because I'm watching what's going on with this new 52 comics, and it just kind of ashamed. I feel kind of really ashamed of myself with how the new 52 is being done. You know, how they're really showing and how they're kind of really abusing their writers, it feels like. Even Gail Simone was close to leaving, and then they said, "Oh, no. We'll bring her back. We didn't mean to fire her. Don't get mad at us." So, I don't mean to bash DC. If you're liking what they're doing with the DC comics, totally fine. I just feel like this is another thing that's just kind of brought up, that they're not willing to try, even though this is the new 52, they're not willing to try anything new. And this probably also falls under, you know, characters are not allowed to get married, except, you know, Mara and Sue and Reed. That's the thing, like, this is another thing I have in comics, is that apparently superheroes can't get married, so maybe it falls under that too. Is that because, I don't know, maybe because marriage is a great thing, and it's nice to see them, a superhero, deal with a superhero life, and deal with a married life while at the same time a superhero life. And you could do so many stories out of that. It's not like you were able to do that with one of the most popular Marvel superheroes of all time for, I'd say about 20 years, right? You weren't able to do that with 20 to 22 years of marriage between a redheaded character and a guy with spider senses. No, of course not. Marriage is bad. You know, that's what you're telling everybody, is that marriage sucks, you gotta be a superhero 24/7. And that's probably another thing that has factored into to why they're not marrying Batwoman as well. I just kind of thought of that because that's what Dan, Duke, and I were talking about this when the news came out. So yeah, that's probably another factor. But again, I think the big reason why they said no is because they didn't want a gay marriage in comics for DC. All right, that's a dick move, DC. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, guys, I could go on and on about this kind of tirade, but I just feel like I'm shouting at nothing. That's what I really feel like right now. So anyway, guys, you guys tell me what you think of all this. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. So yeah. Anyway, I'm out.